This is Jarrod Horak, and in this video I'm going to analyze 4 graded stakes races at Belmont at the Big A on Saturday, October 4th. And all past performance data in this video provided by today'sracingdigest.com, and we're going to start with the 4th race. It's the Grade 2 Jockey Club Derby for 3-year-olds, a mile and 3/8 on the turf course in this event. And we have a 7-horse field, and we're going to look at some of these things in the race header, beginning with the CPR. That's the comprehensive performance rating, which takes into account pace, final time, and closing fractions. And you'll see that Asbury Park and Hill Road, they have the best CPRs with a 140 each, and they are stablemates in this event. Now, the next thing I want to look at is column 7. It says PER. That's the running styles of the horses, and you'll see that number 6, Noble Confessor, has an F. That signifies a front runner. So Noble Confessor might be the lone speed in here. We'll have to see how that ends up playing out. The best final time ratings go to Hill Road. That one is the favorite. And then looking at the closers, fastest in the stretch in recent races at or near this distance, and we'll see that Asbury Park with that 36.7, he has the second best closing fraction, and that is one for trainer Chad Brown that continues to finish faster in each of his races. He's 5-2 morning line. Hill Road is your 7-5 morning line favorite. So I am going to go with the other Chad Brown, number 2, Asbury Park, as my top choice in this race. Hill Road, obviously a contender on class. Looking at his average class, he has the best average class in this race. So Hill Road could be the class of the field. Asbury Park, up and coming sort, figures to like this distance, has the pedigree for this distance. And then Noble Confessor, possibly the lone speed in this race. So we'll make a win wager on the 2, Asbury Park, and exact a box with the 2 and 6, Asbury Park and Noble Confessor. Trifecta key. We're going to key the 2, Asbury Park, over the 4, Hill Road, and the 6, Noble Confessor. And the second stakes race I'm going to be doing in this video is the 6th race, the Grade 1 Frizette Stakes, 2-year-old fillies, 1 mile around 1 turn on the main track. And this is a Kentucky Oaks 2026 points race. And in this race, we have an 11-horse field, and the pace should be honest. Number 2, Carmel Coast should be right up on the pace. Number 5, Secane. Number 6, Iron Orchard. All of those horses, plus some others stretching out in distance, could show speed as well. And so far, the horses that are the fastest on paper, we have Carmel Coast with a 123 final time rating. Iron Orchard matches that number. So those 123s for the 2 favorites in here. Wouldn't be surprised if either of them were able to get loose, possibly wire the field. So the 2 favorites, logical contenders, but I'm going to go from 4th to 1st for my top choices in this race, and I'll start with my 4th choice, number 11, Lovely Christina. And Lovely Christina, she ran a decent race in the second time out, getting a better number. She went from a 104 final time rating to a 110 final time rating second time out. So Lovely Christina out in post 11, could end up working out a decent stalking trip in here. She's trained by Todd Pletcher, and Carmel Coast defeated her in her debut, but she was clearly second best, more than 10 lengths clear of the rest. And then Lovely Christina would come back and break her maiden 6 furlongs second time out, a nice professional victory by a length and 3/4 as the even money favorite. So she will be my 4th choice in this event. My 3rd choice, Carmel Coast. And this one, as I said, had that 123 final time rating. Just showed really good speed in the debut at 6.5 furlongs, was able to get right out of the gate, 2 lengths on top in the early going, and was able to just coast home by more than 5 lengths for trainer Whit Beckman. Kendrick Carmouche is going to ride back. They paid $120,000 for this daughter of Omaha Beach, and she should be right up on the pace. My 2nd choice is Iron Orchard, and she's 2 for 2, and she was geared down, winning both of her starts easily, including a state-bred, New York-bred stakes race, the Seeking the Ante-Stake second time out on August 22nd. She's been targeting this race for weeks. She was the heavy favorite both times and did not disappoint. They paid $500,000 for this daughter of Authentic. Joe Rosario's going to ride back. Would not be surprised if she won this event. I'm going to go with an up-and-coming sort here. Number 9, 5 Bars for trainer Shug McGahee. Now, she's a daughter of Maxfield, and her debut was solid because in that debut, she was bumped early, last of 7 at the beginning of the race, and she was able to make a nice move in the stretch. So she was leaving, looking for running room, split horses, a very professional victory, by a half length under Joao Rosario that day. Now, Manny Franco is going to ride this time because Rosario ends up sticking with Iron Orchard in here. But 5 bars showed a lot of promise. Now, Shug McGahee isn't one that typically has his first timers cranked up and ready to run a huge race. But at 9-1, this filly certainly was ready to run in the debut. And I mentioned we have multiple horses with speed, and 5 bars is already proven that she can rally from off the pace. I don't think this extra distance is going to give her any trouble. Maybe she'll offer a little bit of value at 5-1. So 5 bars will be my top choice in the Frizette Stakes. And next up is the Champagne Stakes, the 7th race, Grade 1 event, 2-year-olds, 1 mile around 1 turn on the main track. And this is a Kentucky Derby 2026 points race. And we have a 9-horse field in here, and we have a strong favorite, It's Our Time. And looking at the final time ratings, this horse got a 149 final time rating, breaking the maiden by 17 lengths in the career debut at Saratoga. So if he's able to come back and run that kind of race, they're all going to be running for second. And looking at the other decent final time ratings, number 8, Napoleon Solo, he has 135s. And then Talkin from the outside post, 132 final time rating. And then Stradale with a 131. So they seem to be the fastest horses in this event, with It's Our Time clearly the fastest. And his fast fig, a 123, much better than the rest of the field. Napoleon Solo has a 118. Talkin has a 117. So looking overall and giving out my top 4 in here, my 4th choice is going to be the 2 Stradale. And for this one, still a maiden after 2 starts, but he ran well both times. And in his career debut, he was 3rd as the heavy favorite. He was less than even money that day, and he sat back in 6th place, passed some horses, and he ended up finishing 3rd that day. Second time out, he went from 6 furlongs to 7 furlongs, and he was the favorite, and he was able from the inside post to get out there and set the pace. The pace was honest, and he had a 3-length lead in the stretch, but he couldn't hold it. And Talkin was able to defeat him by a neck, but it was 6 lengths back to the rest of the field. Steve Asmussen and company paid $1.3 million for this one, and I expect him to be right up on the pace in this event. My 3rd choice is going to be the 8 Napoleon Solo for trainer Chad Summers, $40,000 son of Liam's Map. Looked really good in his debut. 6 furlongs at Saratoga on August 8th. He was able to stalk the pace, win nicely by more than 5 lengths at 7-2 odds. And he's had 3 straight bullet workouts for this event. So Napoleon Solo training well, good post position. It's always nice to have all those horses that have early pressing speed, outer post positions in these long sprints. And my 2nd choice in here, I will go with the favorite, It's Our Time. Certainly the one to beat if he can duplicate that debut. This one is a $425,000 son of Not This Time in that debut for trainer Tom Amos and Luis Saez. He chased from second, took over, and just pulled away and broke the maiden by 17 lengths. We'll have to see if he can run that same kind of race in here. 6.5 furlongs in the debut. Now we'll see if he can go another furlong and a half. And if he's able to run that kind of race and run as fast as he did in his debut, he's probably going to win this race. I'm going to go with the 9 Talkin as my top choice. $600,000 son of Good Magic for trainer Danny Gargan. And Kendrick Carmouche will ride back, and he was 9-1 in his debut. And I already mentioned that Stradale had that 3-length lead on this one, and he was able to reel that one in and win by a neck. Good effort, like that outside post in these long sprint races. And I think he can work out the right kind of trip from the outside. And hopefully, if he does, he can just park himself out there, out in the clear, tracking the pace. Maybe he can pull off the upset. He's 5-1 morning line. And the final stakes race that I'm going to be doing in this video is the 8th race. This is the Grade 2 Miss Grillo Stakes. 2-year-old fillies, mile and a 16th on the turf course. This race is a win and you're in for the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies turf, and we have a full field in here. We're going to look at some of the speed figures. Now, Deep Learning, number 9 for trainer Chad Brown. She has the best CPR with a 122, and the CPR is the comprehensive performance rating, which takes into account pace, final time, and closing fraction. She also has a solid final time rating of 122. Now, another horse with good final time ratings, Quiet Street, number 12 for trainer Bill Mott. Now, she has a 129 final time rating, but she has to overcome post 12. Also, she's stretching out in distance for the first time. Number 11, Fille d'Oro for trainer Brad Cox. This one with some decent final time rating, 1:16. That was a debut at a mile and a 16th on turf. She was professional that day. Now, trainer Chad Brown, now he's won this race a bunch of times. He's actually won this Miss Grillo Stakes 9 times, and he typically uses this event as a prep race for the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies Turf for some of his better fillies. And number 9, Deep Learning does seem to have a lot of ability. She's 5-2 in here. She was strong in her debut. She rallied from off the pace 1 mile on turf at Saratoga. Nice finishing kick there, and she won that race easily. Now, second time out in the Grade 1 Natalma, that was at Woodbine. Now, that day she was out in the outside post and she was hung wide throughout, and she missed by less than 2 lengths. She could have won that race if she would have been able to work out a better trip. That was a 1 mile race. Now she's going to go back to a mile and a 16th. That was the distance of her debut. And Deep Learning should like this extra distance of this event. And I think that she can get the job done in this event from off the pace. And then number 11 and number 12 are my second and third choices. And we will make a win wager on the 9 Deep Learning. Play an exacta 9 with the 11-12. Come back and play an 11-12 with the 9. And then a trifecta key, 9 over the 11 and 12. And that's my look at the stakes races at Aqueduct on Saturday, October 4th. And if you're interested in my full card analysis, I offer full cards each day that Santa Anita Park runs. October 4th through the 26th, I'm going to be covering full cards. Also at Keeneland, each day that Keeneland runs on Saturdays. I'm going to be covering Saturday full cards at Keeneland, October 4th, 11th, 18th, and 25th. This fall, I'm going to be doing full cards at Del Mar for their fall meet, October 30th through November 30th, including both Breeders' Cup days on October 31st and November 1st. And you can find my full cards at todaysracingdigest.com on my handicappers page at their website, or at my website, therunawayhorse.com, on my shop page. And I will include a link to my shop page in the video description below. Don't forget to like, comment, and share these videos if you like them. Subscribe to my channel as well. It's free to subscribe. And until I see you next time, good luck at the races.